Hi guys, good afternoon. It's July the 13th, 2017. I thought I'd give you a few ideas on how to customize your guitar case very inexpensively. So what I did is I first looked at getting different cases. I'll show you in a minute why. And I contacted G&G, and I looked at TKL cases, Road Warrior, Gator, and many other brands of cases. And no matter what I looked at, whether it was the price or the colors or the texture of the Tolex or the color of the Tolex, I just couldn't find exactly all I wanted. And you could get a beautiful custom case from G&G, and I mean custom, anything you want. The colors of the Tolex, the colors of the plush, the colors of the latches, everything. But that was $350. That was out of my budget, especially considering the price of the guitar. As one friend said, if you had a $2,000 guitar, maybe. So I couldn't get exactly what I wanted. So then I went to Michael's and Joann Fabrics and Hobby Lobby, and I looked at the plushes. And there was a video where on YouTube where a guy cut out the plush in the case, cut it out, took it out, bought a new plush, got some foam, custom fitted, wrapped the foam with the plush and glued everything back in. Beautiful, looked great, but the plush ranges from $11 to $33 a square yard, and depending upon the foam, you can get insulation, 240 Owens Corning, 240 polyurethane, polystyrene, foam rubber, and all the other kinds of plastics and foam you can get, and they range from $9 to $26 a square, maybe 12 by 12. So I went in and I got a piece of foam. As you can see, it's just a regular piece of foam. It gives a little, but it's a little rough. So I guess I could spray this, cut an area the size of the interior, and wrap it with plush. But again, that would be about 2 yards, so it would range about $30, $50, and the foam could be, as I mentioned, $9 to $70, $60, $75 a square, depending on what you use. Anyway, that was just a little bit too expensive. So then I found a piece of material like this, but too soft, smooth, but too soft. Okay, so the next step, what you're gonna probably, if you wish to do this, I got a piece of cardboard and just cut out the shape of the guitar. As you can see, I cut out the exact shape of the telly, and then I thought, how am I gonna cut the foam? I need the negative of this to fit the areas that snuggle up in the guitar. If I was going to do foam or styrene or pick and pluck or ester foam, sort of what they use in rifle cases where you take the squares out, maybe quarter-inch, half-inch squares, so you can really get a beautiful custom fit. So I thought, okay, I need the negative. So what I did is then I cut it, and this is what I would need. So imagine this being 2 inches thick. So you'd need an X-Acto knife. Wouldn't work. The best thing to do is get some electrical table saw. A saber saw, or I can't think of the name of the other kind of saw. And you just put it through the saw and you cut your pattern. And then you place this in the case, and you'll see in a minute it fits perfectly. And then if you want, you can wrap that in plush. So you'd have to make this about a quarter-inch smaller, because when you add your plush, it'll make it that much thicker. Okay. So this is a regular Fender tweed case with the orange plush. And as you can see, this is a 2016 Telecaster in white opal with the matching headstock. It's sort of like a gray with a sparkle, very faint sparkle, very pretty guitar with the pearloid, triple ply, white black pearloid pickguard. So you get this. If you're going to do styrofoam, you put it in, and you can see once you put this in, it fits perfectly. You have to imagine this being 2 inches thick. and once it's in, it won't move at all. That would be a great thing to do, but then you have to take, now you have this pattern, and then 2 inches thick, and then you'd have to wrap this in the plush to make it, you know, you could pick the color the best you can find. I couldn't find an orange anywhere. If you have a black lining plush, you're going to get that anywhere. Blue or green maybe. Blue's a little more difficult. Red's fairly common, but orange I couldn't find. But as I said, the plush would be about, for the orange, for the plushes in the red and black are about maybe $25 to $30 a square yard. This area is 13 by 18. So maybe 2 square yards, 3 square yards. You have to have more to cut, and then you have to buy the spray adhesive. It would work great. But this is for a Telecaster, this is what I did. So as you can see, once again, I just got the guitar on the cardboard. That's the Telecaster. This is the negative, and this would work. Well, that was still too expensive for me. So I went in the garage, and I found a piece of this foam insulation for sprinkler systems. I have some of my sprinklers are 2 to 3 feet above ground behind bushes, so you can see this opens up, and it goes around the sprinkler pipe, and it keeps it from freezing in the winter. And you can see it's fairly soft, and it would bend right. So I cut a piece of that off, and I just put it in here, measured it 13 inches, and I cut a little section out for this strap lock, and it fits in really well. You see this, it doesn't fit, but the piece I had, this is just an extra piece, it fit really well. So I thought, okay, that black matches the black, but I wasn't satisfied with that. So the next thing I did, I went to Target or Walmart, and you see these tubes. They're called Pool, P-O-O-L, noodles, where kids fight with these in the pools. And they have them in red and black, blue, no, not black, green, white, and purple, and orange. So I thought, that's not too bad. So I got a piece of that, and what I did is I cut out a notch for the neck and a little notch for the strap lock, and I put this in. It fits, the strap lock goes in there, and you can see the neck is pretty flat. Closes perfectly. So this piece of, as you can see now, there's no movement. Now one other thing, at the back of the strap lock, it's so tight, I didn't want it to wear off the plush, so one of the little pieces of scrap I got, I just cut up the size of the area in the case that would fit, and just put it in the back of the case. And let me reset that, put that in. There's hardly any movement in this case at all. Front and back, left to right. So in essence, what I'm saying is you don't even have to do this if you don't have the time or the expenses to get the styrofoam to cut it out. Now, if I want, I can get a piece of plush, wrap this in the plush. It's something that will complement the orange, a brown, if I can get the orange plush from somewhere later in the future if I can find it, wrap it in the plush. I may have to cut it down a little bit to make it fit, but there it is. Look at that. Nope, hardly any movement front to back. Oops, let me put this back in. For the strap lock on the rear, Now that that's in, put that in there. There's hardly any movement at all. And it's very secure. And the total price of this project for this piece of tubing, I forgot if I mentioned this, this was $1.98 with tax $2.15. So, if you're having trouble with a Strat or a Jackson, a Charvel, a PRS, or any brand of model guitar you have in the case, if you have too much movement and you travel, you're a ward warrior, this is not made for airlines. This would be very simple and inexpensive and a very effective resolution to securing your guitar. And it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't, I know it's not perfect. I could make it perfect by wrapping this, as I say, in some plush. I'd probably only have to buy a square yard. The spray of cement is about $10 a can. I'd only need maybe 2 or 3 sprays. But there it is for this. This is a beautiful Telecaster, a white Opal. They only made 248 of these worldwide. So I got one of 248. It's made in Mexico. It plays great, sounds great. They could have done a little better job on the edges of the frets, made them a little better. But in time that wears. And I've had this now for about a month, and it's already feeling a lot better there. But here it is, a small piece of foam, $2.15, and your guitar is very secure. I hope you like that idea. Just thought I'd try to save you some time and energy expenses of looking at all the various kinds of foam and insulation and polyurethane, ester, pick and pluck, and going to Michael's Hobby Lobby and Joanne Fabrics and all that measuring and cutting, and all it took me was maybe a minute to cut it, maybe a couple minutes to notch it out for the neck and the strap lock. Hope this gives you guys some great ideas. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys all have a great day. Thanks everybody. Bye.